Welcome to the morning after. We have a great show planned for you today. Whether you want to learn about the Emmys or what happened at Fall Fest over the weekend, we've got you covered.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Steph.
And I'm Neliana.
How was your weekend?
Pretty good. Lots going on this weekend, including the Emmys.
Yes. Did you watch?
I actually don't own a TV because of roommate confusion. It was horrible. We got to our dorm this fall and we're like, I brought a TV stand.
We're not missing a TV.
But you definitely saw that.
Yes,
Emmys.
I
How
watched
was
them.
it?
They were really good. It was wicked hot out too.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was reading. I was watching it and catching up on tweets as well, and I guess it was almost 100 degrees on the carpet.
Ooh.
So people were
Props to all
fainting
the
and walking around
people.
with fans. I know.
In those outfits
Yes.
that they have too, that they're so fancy, especially the men in their
Mario
suits
Lopez
and their
tweeted
tuxes.
he had 2 shirt changes or something. It was kind of gross, but yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine. That must be really embarrassing, especially if you get sweat stains or something.
Yeah.
It's
And they're black
it's too much.
tuxes.
Yeah,
It's
especially
not-
with all those cameras on you and
Plus the
pictures.
lights.
It's the worst. It's probably gonna be one of those magazines where it's worst Emmys bodies. It's the most embarrassing pictures. But besides that, I heard the host did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
The reviews
really
were
good.
great.
Yeah, his opening, he did I think over 10 minutes of just he opened with a skit kind of, and he was singing, and he was his character, he went into a bunker and watched all these TV shows for a year, and he named all of
Hey guys,
the
I'm
TV
Krislen
shows he
Freed,
watched,
and
and it
this
was funny
morning
because
I'm
it just
bringing
went along with the song, and he did
Yeah.
something about all the shows that have to do with wives.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yes.
There was Atlanta housewives, mob wives, sister wives,
And then it was
just went on and
basketball
on.
wives, and it kept on going and going, and it was kind of funny. It was
It's
really funny.
okay, maybe we need to mix it up. Have some shows about husbands,
But also, did you see the Viola Davis?
Yes,
speech?
I heard part of her speech on the radio. Extremely riveting. It just makes you feel really happy for these people
Yeah.
that even though we have advanced a lot as a society, there's still a little bit more to go, and that was one of the milestones
No,
for
it really
her in
was.
particular.
And they showed pictures of they zoomed on Kari Washington, and people were crying, and it was
Yeah, I mean, first African American to win that title, that award.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big deal.
that's pretty awesome. And then who else? Amy Schumer won.
Oh yeah,
Her show,
apparently they were a great duo with Amy from Parks and
Yes.
Rec. People loved them. They were funny together.
And they also had a little montage as well of all the shows that ended this year.
Oh.
So it was kind of just bittersweet. Just
I'm
watching
sure a
all
lot
the
of people
shows.
are upset.
Because I saw Parenthood, and that was one of my favorite shows.
Oh,
and I was oh my
really?
god, it's it needs to be come back.
Yeah.
But we're also gonna go over to entertainment with Krislen.
Hey guys, I'm Krislen Freed, and this morning I'm bringing you some TMA Entertainment. Move over, Kim Kardashian. Taylor Swift is officially taking over. The 7-time Grammy winner can now add another accolade to her list, Queen of Instagram. On September 9th, the singer overthrew Mrs. Kanye West when she became the social network's most popular user. At this time, Swift boasts 47 million followers, compared to Kim's 46.4 million. It's impressive considering that Swift has only posted a little more than 700 times, as compared to Kardashian's more than 3,000 posts. Now, what is it about Swift's posts that make it catnip to Instagram users? It might be the never-ending parade of famous friends like Selena Gomez, Justin Timberlake, Ellen DeGeneres, John Legend. Oh, and how can we forget about rumored boyfriend Calvin Harris? Moving on, I'm bringing you some TV talk. Lately, there seems to be such a longing for the 1990s. I know. Well, get this. There is now chatter that Nickelodeon could be starting a channel featuring all 90s shows. Social media is full of the hashtag "The Spot is coming," in speculation that The Splat is a new channel that would indulge fans, like me, with some of the best 1990s has to offer on the small screen. Nickelodeon hasn't commented on it just yet, but there is some hope. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited to find out what happens. I hope to see all the 90s in our futures, that's for sure. That's all for TMA's Entertainment. I'm Krislen Freed.
Krislen, I think it's really awesome that they're going to maybe have a TV show about the 90s.
Yeah, speaking of the 90s, Zoey 101, aka Jamie Lynn Spears, was actually part of Fall Fest, and people really had a good time. They loved the food trucks. It was country themed. People came out in their outfits, got the flannel going on. But it was really interesting. The first artist, Tyler Hilton, he was actually part of One Tree Hill. He really got the crowd going with that, bringing it up, shouting out to his fans. A lot of the people knew the songs that were from the show and started singing along. It was a great time for Tyler Hilton fans. Then Zoey 101 / Jamie Lynn Spears came on. The crowd started actually chanting, Zoey, Zoey,
oh my God.
Zoey. And of course, she probably wants to move on with her life, just like Miley Cyrus didn't want to be like Hannah Montana for the rest of her life. So she acknowledged, but then she like kind of moved on and was like, okay, this is like my country career. I'm actually starting to do something different. She didn't sing the theme song, much to people's disappointment. That was a real bummer for some people. But she did sing a lot of covers. She sang some of Aerosmith, some like not country tunes, but it was good because people got to sing along to songs they did know. I think you heard one of her country songs.
Yeah, I heard she's actually like a pretty good singer. Like I feel that people think of her as like Britney's little sister. Like she's gonna go like pop or Britney style, but she's actually really good. She has some songs on YouTube, and she put out like I don't know if it's an album, but just like 5 or 6 songs.
Yeah, I know there are some on like I think it's SoundCloud that she has her like whole thing there.
She's really talented. She's really good.
Yeah. The last singer, he was the actual like country singer, so he was officially the headliner. But by the time the whole thing had happened with Fall Fest, it's like a pretty long day for people. So after the 2 stars had gone for TV,
Josh Thompson.
Yeah, Josh Thompson, when he came on, it was kind of sad because a lot of people had already left. But not his fault. I heard he was still fantastic, had some songs on the radio, but it was just too long of a day, and I guess he wasn't as big of a star as TV could get you. So
and I think everyone was excited to see Jamie that day too, because the Zoey 101, like 10 years later, What Did She Say thing came out. And so everyone probably just wanted to see if she would like acknowledge it, but
yeah, no. Unfortunately not, but we can respect that because she's moving on.
Exactly.
Oh, it's okay, so moving on. I don't know if you heard, but last semester, at the end of the year, Joey Mulaney, he's in SIGAP. He has a disease called Friedreich's ataxia, and that causes like different problems with your body. But I went out and I did a story on what happened last semester. Let's take a look.
For many Quinnipiac students, hiking the Giant is a rite of passage. Whether they're taking cute Instagram pictures at the castle or just getting some exercise, it's a Quinnipiac staple. Like he would never climb to the top. Mulaney was diagnosed with Friedreich's ataxia when he was 13 years old. According to the Friedreich's Ataxia Research Alliance, or FARA, it is a neuromuscular disorder that causes coordination loss in the arms and legs, tiredness, vision and hearing loss, among other effects. According to their website, 1 in 50,000 people in the United States have the disease. 50 of Mulaney's fraternity brothers in Sigma Phi Epsilon decided to take matters and Joey into their own hands and take him to the peak. They told Mulaney that he had won a breakfast buffet and surprised him by going to the Sleeping Giant instead. Junior Matt Blumenthal was one of the hikers. He said the brothers didn't think about the physical pain of carrying him the whole way.
It was definitely like a surreal moment. You know, you got to take a step back and kind of look around and be like, you know, what we're doing is pretty cool, and just to see his face is priceless, and it made everything worth it.
Alumnus and former SIGAP president Charlie Doe said the hike was great for the fraternity.
With the alumni, like most of them are a lot older, like in their 30s or even older than that, like getting married, and they're all just like really proud to see like guys that they've never met that are just like putting like a good name out.
So far, SIGAP has raised just over $3,000 to help fund research. You can join Mulaney and his brothers in the fight against Friedreich's ataxia by finding their team on the FARA website, www.curefa.org.
What do you think about what SIGAP did for their brother?
I think that's really awesome that they like took them all the way up to the mountain, and here it's just like everyone hikes the mountain. Like it's like a rite of passage almost. Like everyone gets to see what the quad looks like from up top and everything. And it's just so awesome that they gave him the opportunity to do that.
Right.
And that also like so many like news outlets are like
Picking it up
and sharing it. Like I've seen it on my Facebook and like all of my Twitter, like everything.
The weird thing is that it actually did happen last year. I had thought, oh, it happened like recently, but no, they did it a while ago. They posted the video more recently, and that's how people kind of like found out about it. So they did this like act of kindness, like very quietly. And then later it like came out because they did a video. It was part of their like fundraising campaign in October. They're doing a whole fundraising thing, so that's why they put out the video, not to like showcase their own deeds, but to help out even more.
I know, that's really awesome. And the video is like beautifully put together as well. It's just like
their YouTube video, it's really nice.
Yeah.
And I think it's great because it shows them they're carrying him on their back the whole way. Some of those things, it's not that
hike is not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Pretty
to have somebody on your back, pretty intense.
Well, now we're gonna toss it over to Mike for his tongue twister.
Thanks, guys. Mike here. And about a week ago, a Welsh weatherman performed the stunning linguistic feat of pronouncing the Welsh town name of Llanfairpwllgwyngyll, well, the name you see at the bottom of your screen, because I can't pronounce this name. And in that short amount of time, this video has amassed over 12 million views. So we decided that we were going to go out and talk to people and see how well they can pronounce this name. I want you to try and pronounce this name. All right. Ooh. Llanfairpwllgwyngyll Quindroblantis
Llanfairpwllgwyngyll Gogur U Quendob U Landis Ulo Gogogashi.
Can you believe that this is an actual town name? How do these people talk about their town? I don't get it.
I don't know how they fit it on the map. Llanfairpwllgwyngyll True. Oh my lord. Okay, let's. Llanfairpwllgwyngyll Gogur True Drum Blum Does Go Go Go. I have no idea.
Llanfairpwllgwyngyll Gogur Chwern Drop Willanti Cilio Go Go Go. Can you believe that this video of the British weatherman has over 12 million views on YouTube right now?
I'm not surprised at all. Things like this, these videos like this spread like wildfire.
I know, and this video was just released last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that. That is absolutely insane. Thanks. Can you believe that this video of this weatherman has been out for a little over a week, and it already has 12 million views on YouTube? What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty insane. I think it's a really ridiculously long name for a town, but it's challenging, so it's fun.
I'm Michael Delgado with The Morning After.
Right back after this.
Welcome to A Sheer Sensation, North Haven's premier cosmetology service, located at 140 Washington Avenue, minutes from Hamden. We offer an array of services, from basic cuts and colors to lash extensions and formaldehyde-free keratin treatments. We also provide hair chalk and styling for men. When you spend $60, your Q card will get you 10% off. Call us at 203-239-6477 to make your next appointment at A Sheer Sensation.
We are your source for entertainment news.
Welcome back. So, I don't know if you heard, but last week, a little kid, he's 14 years old from Texas, Ahmed Mohammed is his name. He is Muslim, but he's a young inventor, and he decided that he was going to invent a clock, bring it to school, show his teacher. He bought a case for it at, I think it might have been Target. I'm not sure about that. But what happened was he didn't expect it. His teacher thought the clock was a bomb and like called the police. He had to be handcuffed and taken out, and people were really upset because it's like, here's this minor, you've handcuffed him and like started to interrogate him without his parents around, without any of that. So they were kind of upset, and some people were actually really concerned that it might have been profiling because he is Muslim. But the Islamic Association of North Texas released a statement. They said they don't blame the police or the school for any of this. They just think like, okay, like fair enough, we want safety too.
And I guess too, the kid showed an engineering teacher first, and the teacher said nice, like, but like I would put it away. Like the teacher really didn't say anything, and then then the alarm went off in English class, and it's the English teacher that reported that like this like suspicious
that
thing.
makes sense, because if you were an English teacher, you probably don't know like the mechanics of all that. And from the pictures, it did seem really intricate, like they were like putting it all together. And to be fair, it didn't look like an average clock. When you think of a clock, you think of the face, and they have like 12, 6, 3, 9, and the hands. It did not look like that at all. Like comparing the pictures of like what a clock looks like, what a suitcase bomb looks like, it looks kind of similar to the suitcase bomb.
And going back with what the Islamic Association said about how they didn't blame the police, like I read that neither the kid, like he didn't blame them for like arresting him. Like it was kind of, I think, more shocking for him. But also too is that the dad, I guess, didn't really get notified until like after the fact. And he also the kid was suspended 4 days from school.
That's terrible. And President Obama also got into it, tweeting at him, inviting him to the White House. So things have been pretty busy for this kid. Like Mohammed, he is like either getting a lot of publicity or just like.
I think Mark Zuckerberg also like talked to him about it, or like showed his support online, and so many other people. And also he wants to go to MIT.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And I heard a NASA scientist also like did a shout out offering him a job, like, oh yeah, come back in a couple of years and you got a job with us. So it's like, it is sad, and like I'm glad he's taking it well, but things are looking up for him for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. And he's a smart kid, so I think he'll go far. Like
exactly.
If he knows how to build a clock at 14, he'll go far.
Yeah, okay, now we're gonna toss it over to Janessa and Kari for their how to get ready for school on time.
Thanks, guys. I'm Kari. Janessa.
And I'm Janessa. I'm Janessa. Sorry, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, guys.
All right, so that you guys don't end up like Janessa, here's a few tips on how to wake up.
Good luck.
Okay, what's the biggest and most important thing to get up on time?
Definitely giving yourself a little leeway time. Usually when I wake up, I set my alarm clock about an hour before I have to be anywhere.
I usually just get up out of bed, try and force myself to go to class and get there on time. I get up, slap myself like 300 times just to crawl out of bed. Sometimes I fall on the floor, you know how it is.
I feel like I'm part wolf, so I cannot go to bed early. It's impossible. So what I do is I wake up to my favorite song. So you know my favorite artist is Nicki Minaj. I'll wake up to a Nicki Minaj song. I feel all motivated, makes me want to go to school. I set about 4 alarms, so I make sure I'm up. Plus I leave my door open so my roommates will get my back just in case, you know, I fall asleep. So that's my routine.
Do you have any tips for freshmen on how to get to their classes on time?
It's just a matter of getting a routine in set.
Here are some of my personal tips for getting to class on time. Tip 1, when in doubt, run it out. Tip 2, get some coffee before class. It'll have you feeling awake and energized.
Tip 3, since I'm always on time, another tip that I have for you is just to set all of your alarms. Hopefully those tips were helpful for you guys.
And remember, At the end of the day, you need to find a routine that works for you.
Exactly, because you are paying to go here, so figure out something.
Yeah.
Back to you guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Janessa and Kari. Great job as usual. Always so funny. They're a great duo.
Oh my God, they just like click so well. It's so funny.
Yeah. Okay, so over the past week, there's been brewing controversy. Nurses around the country have been really upset because of The View.
Oh,
Basically, the hosts were chatting it up, and they ended up really offending a lot of people by saying that Miss Colorado was playing a nurse and using a doctor's stethoscope.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't think she purposely meant to like harm nurses or like make fun of them or anything, but like it's not a doctor's stethoscope. Like I feel like you go to the doctors, like you see nurses with it, and she said how when Miss Colorado came out in scrubs, she was like she thought it was a costume because she's used to seeing them like I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, typically, like, the traditional talent isn't, this is what I do for a career. It's not usually, like, the Miss Congeniality movie where she's like, oh, I'm, like, a secret agent, so I'm going to do secret agent stuff. It's usually like, oh, I'm, like, a teacher, but I sing, or, like, I do this. But it was great to see that Miss Colorado was putting nursing as a talent, because it is. She's, like, saves lives, helps people out. So I think that while the comment was terrible and kind of like, okay, you really should have like known better than to say something like that, it is understandable to be a little confused at why she'd be wearing like the full outfit.
But I think having like doing that monologue of nursing is like that's such a unique talent because like everyone again does like the same thing, so it's kind of cool that she like stepped outside of the box and like said this thing. And like I mean, my mom's a nurse. I have friends that are health science that are gonna be nurses, and like
a lot of work goes into that.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, I see what they have to study and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and like,
most people go through like years of training for like singing, and all those talents are really like intense too. But like nursing, you can't discount that. Like that definitely is a talent, even though it is also a career path.
And it was so cool to see how quickly nurses came together and like
with hashtag Nurses Unite.
Yes, I think that was really awesome. And like I was reading some of the comments on The View's Facebook page, and like people were writing like paragraphs to The View saying like I understand what you're saying, but you need to understand like this is what we do. Like we're saving lives and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that they did apologize. They did kind of like say, sorry, I didn't mean to. They kind of pulled oh, my friends are nurses. Like I know the struggles, or like I know how hard it is. So they did apologize, but that didn't stop people from really going at it on social media, saying like, oh, sorry, I accidentally am wearing my doctor's stethoscope for like this Instagram pic. Like, thank goodness the doctors let us borrow it. So it was just kind of like a little like salty on that, but.
And it's not even just like nurses that are going against this. Also, like advertisers are pulling out from the show itself.
Yeah, Johnson & Johnson was one of the companies that decided they didn't want to be a part of The View anymore. Yeah. And that's reasonable. They service a lot of women, a lot of moms. So that's definitely a factor that they would want to consider.
Totally. And also Party City pulled out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot. That could definitely hurt them. And it's funny because even though they've apologized, it's like some things you just can't say. You can't basically humiliate like an entire demographic and think that a little apology will make it all better.
I know. And she got on like a huge stage too, and like said like she was probably nervous like going in as this talent. Like she was like, how are people gonna react to this? But she didn't expect probably this.
Right. I don't know. Hopefully The View will realize their
what not to say.
Yes, exactly. What's not appropriate. That's all we have for right now, but stick around and you'll see more.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Welcome back, guys. Now we have Michael Brennan with a movie review.
Thanks, guys. I'm Michael Brennan with a movie review just for you. Today I'm here to talk to you about the movie Black Mass. It's a biopic about Jimmy Whitey Bulger, one of Boston's most notorious criminals. In 1975, he struck a deal with a childhood friend to become an FBI informant in exchange for them turning the cheek away from his organization over the next 10 years. It shows Bulger becoming more and more infamous and unable to be taken down. Personally, I'm not very well informed about the crimes Bulger committed, let alone his life in general, so I can only speak about this movie on its artistic merits. Whitey Bulger is played by Johnny Depp and is one of the greatest performances he's ever done. He changes the way he talks, walks, and presents himself for the role, and he's unrecognizable. The character is unhinged, terrifying, and ruthless. The other actors in the movie are very good. Joel Edgerton, Benedict Cumberbatch, and others round out a cast full of superstars trying to put on their best Irish or Bostonian accents. For the most part, these work, but it can be a bit distracting when nearly everyone in the movie is recognizable in some way. I almost did a double take when I saw the guy who played Todd be one of the main characters. He was in Breaking Bad before. It should be noted that the movie is incredibly violent, pulling no punches in how bloody and messy getting beaten, choked, and shot in the head all look. I felt nauseous during one particularly gruesome murder, so those who feel squeamish looking at blood won't have a good time here. The film is beautifully made, showing color and detail in almost every scene shot. The scenes are held for long periods of time and highlight just how beautiful Boston looks, even the poorer areas of Southie. That being said, despite looking pretty, the film is somewhat flawed. For instance, there's not much plot as there should be. It's somewhat unfocused, and for a movie about Boston's most notorious gangster, surely he must have had a life that led to a lot more great stories besides killing. The movie also clearly takes inspiration from other mafia movies such as Goodfellas, from the way people talk to the bombastic score. It can be annoying to see what's done in other movies repeated here, even if it is what happened in real life. Despite these problems, I still find Black Mass worth checking out, if only to see how great Johnny Depp transforms himself in the role. It's dramatic, it's realistic, and disgustingly violent. Back to you guys in the piazza.
Thanks, Michael. Steph, I heard you have some interesting tidbits for us about the movie.
Yes. Well, I actually really want to see the movie, so I think it's really exciting. But apparently a few months ago, I think over the summer actually, 2 girls wrote to Whitey Bulger in jail, and they didn't even expect for him to respond. Mm-hmm. And he did, and he sent them back this whole letter, and they were kind of just surprised, he's he was one of the most wanted people,
right.
He actually wrote back to them. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool, but I also think it's really creepy. Think about it. He's probably doing nothing else. He's just sitting in his little cell.
Yeah, but he has nothing else to do.
Yeah, I guess know how I feel about writing to a criminal though.
I think they had to do it for a class. That's why they did it.
Right. Fair enough.
But it wasn't just oh, let me just write to him. No, I think it was for a class, and they weren't really expecting a response.
Okay,
and
that's
then he responded, which is and then everyone was like, oh my god, he responded to them because he was
pretty crazy.
Most wanted for a long time.
Yeah,
and
that's certainly one for the scrapbooks.
I know. And they also just caught him only really 4 years ago or something.
Yeah,
so that's kind of cool.
Pretty recent.
Yeah, and I also was watching Jimmy Fallon, and the girl that plays his girlfriend was on there, or his wife, girlfriend, whatever, and she was talking about how they filmed in Boston or whatever, and she needed to get that dialect down, and how she and she was saying how it was kind of funny because Jimmy Fallon was like, well, how'd you pick it up? Did you work with the dialect coach? And she's like, yeah, but she's like, I mostly just walked around Boston and ate at restaurants and would eavesdrop on people's conversations and see how they're saying things. Yeah,
okay,
which is really funny. I thought it was fun.
That's great.
So thanks for watching today. And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Q30 Television.